You've just seen this interview with Andrzej Tarkowski, which has been an artist, a filmmaker, very important for me, specifically with a film which is called Andrei Rublev. Andrei Rublev was a very particular icon painter in Russia in the 16th century. And he basically was a kind of revolutionary man because monks, he was a monk, and monks at the time were forbidden to sign, in fact, the icons. And he decided that that was wrong because he thought that he was better than the other monks, and that the reason why a monk was not allowed to sign was basically to avoid this kind of ego interference with God. And he said, no, I'm better than God or whoever. And at the end, he did win because the church did accept his icons. They didn't kill them. And so it's a very, very particular story because he's the only one in Russia who did such a thing. There was a second monk, but in Greece, who did the same a little bit later, who was El Greco. And he had to move in Spain. But in this film, it is a wonderful film because it's all in black and white. I think it's 3 hours altogether. It's a very long film. It's quite slow. Every frame is of wonderful photography. So it's a work of art on its own. Every frame is a painting. It becomes like a moving painting. And the last 10 minutes become in color, where it's the only moment you see the icons. So during the whole film, you don't never see an icon. And then suddenly, they're all there in color. And he starts in the really going with details, and you have the feeling that they are very abstract. And then they're almost looking like Mondrian or whatever. And so this was a film which was absolutely touching me. And it is probably thanks to this film that I do what I do, because I called my company Ikono. And my very first job was, in fact, to restore icons. So I have, so to say, a little obsessions with icons, even though that I'm not necessarily religious, but I like the technique, that it was always, tempera, and to restore them, it was fascinating because you would work with wood and things like this. So that's what I like about this particular film. The next excerpt comes from a TV series from the BBC done in the end of the 60s, called Civilization by Kenneth Clark.